Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes, hitting you with another fantastic hashtag Power Month video for you. May the power protect you. For the most badass moments in Power Rangers. This has been a really fun series. I said that in the last recording, but I'm going to keep saying it because it just really has been really fun, especially seeing the comments and the views and the traction with it has been great to see you guys enjoy the content. Definitely trying to come up with more and more ideas of Power Month content that I can put out next year. I'm contemplating doing something similar. Heroes of Fandom is doing a series right now where they're doing some rewrites on Megaforce and Super Megaforce. So I might do that possibly. There's a few seasons that I have some ideas for. I don't know if I go episode by episode or just kind of idea, word vomit about what I would do differently. But definitely trying to come up with more ideas, trying to, kind of spice up the channel and do some new types of things. And like I said in the last recording too, as far as content this week as a recording, there'll be my, as always, my Geeks review for episode 48. Also the rest of this playlist of videos for the most badass moments in Power Rangers will be some more videos. I'm hoping to finish the rest of them, honestly. And then, I'm going to try to do maybe another, chunk of episodes review for King Ocher, maybe. I've kind of fallen out of love with it a little bit. It's not an awful season, but it's just not pulling me as much as Don Brothers was. But I don't think it's bad, and Sentai is still absolutely superior, but just how I feel. But today, we are talking about Power Rangers Turbo. This is one that, Tyler, if you're watching this, you know how I feel. My friend Tyler knows that if he at all says anything about shifting to Turbo, it instantly infuriates me. I will say this. I want to get it out of the way now. For one, spoilers, because I'm talking about a show you probably, maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't seen, but still, watch it on YouTube, on the official YouTube channel. It's easy to find. Anyway, so the first half of Turbo is not my favorite. I think Zeo is a far superior season, as is most of Mighty Morphin 1 through 3, honestly. Turbo, the first half of Turbo, just doesn't quite feel like they gave a shit with what they were doing. I think we established a lot of pretty decent lore leading up to this season, and then we got into it with the movie and the show, and we kind of just decided, we didn't just drop the ball, we popped it and threw it in the garbage. Because it's rough, this first half. I really don't even like, honestly, Tommy, even in the season. He's decent, but he's the best version of himself later in Dino Thunder, not here at all. He just, all of a sudden wants to be a race car driver just to match the Sentai footage, basically. Even though he was just wanting to be I think it was a baseball player or something in Zeo. I don't even know. But once the second cast comes in to take over as the Rangers minus Justin, kicks it in high gear, honestly, and I mean that pun intended entirely. So my most badass moment for me, personally, in Power Rangers Turbo is when the second cast comes in. The passing of the torch is really, really good. We're introduced to TJ, to Cassie, and Ashley. TJ, Cassie, Ashley, and Carlos, I'm sorry. And them interacting with Adam, Aisha, Kat, and Rocky. Or not Rocky, I'm sorry. Is it Rocky? Yeah, no, Rocky, that's right. No? Tommy, I apologize. And I love that. I love that we get kind of introduced to them before eventually we find out they're the ones that are going to inherit the powers. And I like that they are being realistic with it, that the cast is, character-wise, is graduating. That Tommy, Kat, Aisha, and, not Aisha, sorry, it'd be Tanya. Tommy, Kat, Tanya, and Adam are graduating high school. So they don't probably want to, be active Rangers right now. They want to move on with their lives. They want to go to college and do other things. Whereas the others that take over are still younger and still have some time to kind of develop and what have you. But it's really cool. We see some really good moments with TJ and Carlos. TJ is absolutely a top fucking tier leader, a top tier Red Ranger, a top tier leader in general. Him and Cassie have this really great energy. A lot of people make the joke in fandom that they were together. There's actually a fan film thing where there's a character in it that is supposedly their son, basically. But But anyway, which I think works. I honestly felt the chemistry with them. But they're really great together. They have some really good moments just civilian-wise. And I think that's what I get the kick out of it the most, seeing them interact and stuff before they ever become Rangers, is seeing... I love seeing people trying to be heroic when they don't even have powers. When they know that the Rangers are there and they're still out there putting their lives on the line to save people and to help. That's my shit right there. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Especially when they get awarded later with the honor of being a Ranger or a Sentai Ranger or a Rider or whatever. The selflessness always gets me because I always feel like that's what I would want to do, you know, like hopefully if it was something that wasn't too life-threatening, that I would try to like help someone out in need like that similarly. So I get a huge kick out of seeing that. It's just a really great superhero thing to see with them actually helping people. But they're great. Ashley and Carlos are great, you know, in their little scenes here and there, helping out the Rangers, doing different things. And they do eventually find out who all the Rangers are, and then are the ones chosen to be their successors. It's a really cool moment, and there's still quite a bit of show left after that for them to explore, and like storylines for them to be involved with before we get to the end with Chase into Space, or with is it Chase into Space? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, I really like that. Them coming into it is probably one of my favorite moments. Other than that, the other, like, runner-up moments or, like, honorable mentions would probably be any of the things that have to do with Phantom Ranger and that storyline in general, and the Blue Centurion with, like, the Millennium Message and all of that. And I do like the finale of Turbo. Seeing the command center get attacked, broken into, Piranhatrons are in there, Divatox is in there, people beating ass all over the place, and the Rangers losing was actually kind of cool. Like, I freaked out when I was a kid, but looking back on it, it's kind of cool to see these seemingly infallible heroes kind of get their asses beat and lose pretty badly. Like, nobody died, but, like, it's pretty much the equivalent of it when they're losing their powers and all these different awful things are happening one after another, like dominoes, basically. But it's a really good season. I think a season that often gets the shaft and kind of gets, you know, is the butt of the joke because of how goofy the source footage is, and that people appreciate that in Car Ranger, but that in Power Rangers just didn't translate as well. And I will say one minus for me personally, I never really liked Justin even as a kid, and that's got to be odd to hear for some people because that was the point of Justin. So if you don't know, in Turbo, Justin is the Blue Turbo Ranger. He is a child. This is the first time they chose a kid to be a Ranger. Rocky essentially is out of commission, and Justin is chosen by Zordon to be the next Blue Ranger, to be the Turbo Blue Ranger. And I remember being, like, shocked by it, but then kind of pissed off because he was kind of a dork and kind of a sucky character throughout. And it kind of made me mad that a kid was even a Ranger. At that point, I was a kid myself. But I think I was just jealous it wasn't me. But even nowadays, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me for them to pick him. Like, I never understood what qualities he brought to the table to be chosen as a Ranger. Like, they talk about, like, the first episodes of Mighty Morphin. Oh, you, Jason, you have the, you know, the passion and strength of a true leader, just like a T-Rex, blah, blah, blah. And they try and make a fucking, like, connection between it. I don't really get why they chose Justin, except that he was in the right place at the right time. That's it. So I'm not going to talk too much about him, just because he's a sore spot for me with that season. But once the, you know, the first, you know, red, blue, yellow, and pink, or not red, blue, sorry, red, green, yellow, and pink Turbo Rangers leave, and the second cast comes in, the show gets a billion times better. But let me know what you guys thought of Power Rangers Turbo. Were you super into it from the start to finish? Was it more into it later when the new cast comes in, or more into it before they maybe came in? All opinions are valid. Yeah. So, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What are your most badass moments? I'd love to hear that too. Maybe my badass moments aren't yours. That's okay. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about these shows and what we can come together as a community to talk about and, you know, have fun discussing. Really appreciate the, everybody that has subscribed up to this point. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, for liking, commenting, sharing on the videos. It really, really, really helps quite a bit. I really appreciate it. I put a lot of hard work into these videos to really put as much passion and information and, you know, entertainment value into it as I can. Sure, I don't have like the time or the available programs to like edit the same way as other channels, but I still think I offer something at least somewhat enjoyable for people in terms of content. So again, thank you guys so much for the all love and support here and on the Henshins and Homies channel. As I mentioned in the previous video, we will be doing our 1 year anniversary episode next time we record to see what that's going to be. Some surprises and stuff, I'm sure. But as always, stay hooked on heroes. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. And may the power protect you. Shift into turbo. Whoa. No, I can't. I'm not going to sing the theme song. No, I'm like copyright strike. Bye.